Hey everyone, this is Mistress Mara. I would like to say that I'm going to be doing less of these videos, unfortunately, especially during these summer months, because I travel the most during June, July, and August, and into September. So you'll be seeing these YouTube videos about once a month, if ever, but I will try to update every time I can, just so that I could keep information fresh and so that I could keep giving tips and tricks about domination and submission and proper etiquette, do's and don'ts, etc. So today I'm going to talk about topping from the bottom. What is topping from the bottom? I'm grinning really widely right now because all the doms who have done professional work or lifestyle work at least for a few months to a year already know what this is. Topping from the bottom is when your submissive or your bottom tries to direct and lead the actual session or playtime. As a professional, I do not tolerate topping from the bottom. This is something that I'm very clear about, especially during the introductions. If I sense from someone's email that they are going to have a very specific vision for how they would like the session to go, I already am very wary of how I'm going to play with them, which is why my screening process now includes calling for a phone interview if I have never met you before in person. That way, I know exactly what type of person that I may be playing with, because I'm going to be able to tell by the conversation who's leading, which questions are being asked, etc. So, topping from the bottom. There are submissives that feel like they have the right to evoke what they would like because they want to get off on certain fetishes. I'm all for that until you get into the room with me. Yes, you are able to list out your fetishes. Tell me about previous sessions that you've had or fantasies that you dream of. But it is up to the dom and the mistress to lead the actual session based on how they feel and based on what they think would be best for you. Now, some doms are skilled in the sense that the submissive will be elated no matter what they do, and they'll get off on the session because it's in person and they are getting what they desire out of it at the end, or it'll continue to the next, whatever your agreement is. With players who like to narrate as the session goes on, it's really distracting and really disturbing, and it's disrespectful to a person in authority. It's kind of like talking back to a teacher or a boss, and as the person who's supposed to be guiding you, it's just not liked in any way, shape, or form. It is up to the submissive to tell the dominant what they are thinking, how they feel, if things are too hard, too light, or if they need a break because they were triggered by a certain situation through a certain action from a past incident. That's the submissive's role. And to, of course, obey and follow directions. Or if they are a brat, disobey on purpose and then get punished for that. It's the dominant's role to find new ways of breaking through to the submissive on what they crave and showing them new ways on how to appreciate new fetishes, letting them explore their own subspace by giving them physical, emotional, mental training. That's the dominant's role. It is okay for me personally for my submissives to suggest things I always love learning new methods. I love hearing about how other dominants play. I like to be diverse, and I like to gather as much information as I can for my own journey as a dominant. But when things become scripted, it becomes really difficult for me to guide the submissive to where they want to go, because they have expectations, and expectations sets the bar. And if I don't meet those because I don't follow exactly what they want, it's kind of like, well, then just read a book and follow the instructions that the book says. You know, why do you want someone in person to do those things for you? They're the ones who are basically submitting to you. And, you know, some dominants may disagree with me on this, but most people, they will not put up with that. I started doing custom video clips for my online store, and you can find that information on Twitter. But the custom videos that I have been getting have been becoming more and more scripted, to the point where I accept outfits, I accept fetishes, and I accept how many people are going to be on screen. I'm going to negotiate the duration of how long I play and what obviously happens on screen, depending on if I'm comfortable with it or if the other person who I'm playing with is comfortable with it. But to have something like, say this, wear this, then change positions, then do that, then do this, like 6 times for a 10-minute video, I am not the dominant for you. It's way too scripted for me. Like, you can tell me, yeah, use a crop, use your hand, do over the knee spanking, whatever. But I have the freedom of completing those tasks to my liking and to my pace, not by the second, not by the minute. It's how long I feel I've had enough and that the submissive has had enough. That's how I play personally. So just things to think about. The dominant is always going to have the final say. The submissive can bring up topics to discuss during or before playtime, but it is ultimately the dominant's decision to act on those things or not, and when they want to act on those. So I hope that was kind of clear and gives a little insight to our perspective. Follow, like, subscribe to my links below, and I'll catch you next time. Be safe when you're playing and have fun.